Hey guys, it's Studio KL or Catherine. I'm here doing the Know Your Needleworker tag. My phone is dying, so I have to keep this short and sweet. So number one is, where do you live? I live in Australia, in South Australia. I grew up in Victoria, but yeah, I moved to South Australia or Adelaide to study creative writing when I was 21, and I'm 31 now, so that was about 10 years ago. Excuse me. What do I do for a living? I work in a bakery and also, well, technically by trade I'm a writer, but I don't have anything published as yet, although I do have a degree saying that I am a writer, so yeah. But yeah, I work in a bakery and I really like it there. It's good, it's good. Okay, they're all numbered as number one, so I'm a little bit confused. Number three, do you have any other hobbies other than cross stitch? Yes. Hobbies, so aside from cross stitching, knitting, crochet, writing, reading, I'm not sure if going to the gym counts. But I go to the gym and I do I run normally around about 5Ks 3 times a week, but in saying that, that doesn't always happen and I don't always run 5Ks. That's just simply my goal. Anything else aside from that? I like to do a little bit of gardening. And sometimes, occasionally, I like to do some sewing. And I used to draw a lot when I was younger, but I haven't drawn anything in a long time. I think that's it. I'm mainly reading though, and by reading I mean listening to audiobooks. I don't actually, well, very rarely do I actually read from a page from a book, because I don't have that kind of time. Reading and writing and the craft stuff would have to be my main hobbies. Okay, do I have any kids? I don't have any kids, but in 2019 I'm planning on having my first child. Yeah, so so no, I don't. Not at the moment. Do I have any pets? I do. At the moment I have 2 birds, which are 2 zebra finches, male and female. I have 2 female rabbits, Lois and England, and the names of the finches is Francois and Josephine. And then we have a Chihuahua, and his name is Howl, which is Howell. I'm only spelling that out because pretty much every time I tell somebody his name, they're like, "What was that?" So I'm just spelling it so you guys are clear. And that's all we have at the moment. But throughout my life, I've had many pets. Pretty much all of them except for like reptiles. Not that I have anything against reptiles, it's just not something that I've done. What is my favorite movie? Favorite movie would have to be Howl's Moving Castle by Hayao Miyazaki. Just because I've watched that show or that movie like 20-30 times and every time I've seen it I've just been blown away by it, and then yeah, every now and again I'll just get this thing where I want to watch it again and I'm just back into like awe and like wonder and amazement. It's either that or oh, what's the name? Oh my gosh, you'd think that I would know the name. Schindler's List, because I studied that when I was doing media studies, and it taught me a lot of things, even writing wise, because everything in that movie, down to the cuts and the camera angle, the costume, lighting, dialogue, pretty much everything, setting, the whole thing, had a meaning and it had a reason, and there's just so much packed into that movie, so much, and so that for me was a huge turning point. Yeah, because I just before before seeing that movie, I'd never really considered anything excuse me, like camera angles and lighting, but since watching that movie, now I'm really critical about it, so yeah. Yes. Okay, I'm not sure what number we're up to because everything is listed as number 1. So number 1 again. What are your favorite TV shows? I don't really watch TV, but I do watch Netflix, and I'll just watch, I don't know, lots of documentaries, anything that I can learn from. Yeah, what else? I like to watch things like movies or dramas that are set back in time, like 1940s. Love that kind of stuff. Absolutely. Not really into like the crime shows, like, is it called CSI? I'm not even sure what it's called. But you know, like that sort of stuff. But recently I watched, at the moment I'm watching Gypsy. I watched Anne with an E, The Crown, which was about Queen Elizabeth. What else? I should just say David Attenborough. Anything David Attenborough to do with animals, I'm on it. Ooh, what else have I been watching? I like Downton Abbey. I was obsessed with that, and I watched every season, probably a few times. Yeah, just that sort of genre. Trying to think. Yeah, I think we'll stick with that. But yeah, I don't really watch TV at all. Very rarely I watch actual TV. Okay, what is your favorite music genre? Don't know. I don't know. I like mixed. I like classical. I listen to a lot of classical. I listen to a lot of birds singing. I listen to Michael Jackson. I listen to my Lady Gaga. But I'm a huge Michael Jackson fan. And yeah, I don't know, without that sounding creepy or anything, I got his name tattooed on my wrist, and I think about him a lot, and it's just very close to my heart, I guess. And I don't know what else to say. I'm just a massive fan of his. What is your favorite book? I don't know, because I'm always listening to an audiobook. What is my favorite book? Favorite book. My favorite book. Wow. Wow. My favorite book. Trying to think if I have a book that means a lot to me. Oh, my favorite book. I don't think I have a favorite book, or even a favorite author. I just love books in general. Like I'm always listening to audiobooks. Like I listen to them in the car. I tend to get insomnia, so I listen to them when I'm sleeping, like while I'm going to sleep. I listen to them when I'm just doing my craft and like knitting or cross stitch. I would even listen to them when I was in the gym if I possibly could. I would listen to audiobooks throughout my shift at work if I could. And I couldn't even begin to list all of the authors that I absolutely love because there's so many. Just so many. Yeah, the last book I read that was really good, and that was on paper, like in actual book, was Etty. I can't remember her last name, but she was Dutch, and I loved that. It was her journal, and she went through the Holocaust, and she actually died in the Holocaust, probably in a gas chamber. But yeah, that was really cool. Yeah, I like books. I like Hemingway. I like Virginia Woolf. Vida Sackville West. Daphne du Maurier, who's just a author that I only just discovered actually. Stieg Larsson with his Girl with a Dragon Tattoo books. Wow, who else? Jack London. There's so many. There's so many. I can't even pick them out. I can't. It's so just, and I don't know, the number of authors and things that I've read is, would have to be a million. Have to be, because I don't know, I might go through 3 books a day sometimes. It depends. And I don't just focus on the one author. I'm always like reading, you know, just whoever calls my attention at that time. Oh man, I feel like there's so many names that I should say here, but I just can't think of them. Okay, what one word describes you best? Oh, okay. I would say, if I was going to describe myself, I would just say productive, because I'm very focused on being productive, I guess. So I'm sort of like really organized with my time, and I try to be as productive as possible every single day, especially creative wise, like with my knitting or my writing. Yeah, I'm not sure what one word describes you best. My friends might say clean freak because I'm always cleaning. They say I'm very peaceful, quiet. When I was a kid, my parents actually thought that they lost me somewhere because I was so quiet. I was always very shy as well, so I never really talked or made a sound or moved or anything. So they'd be like, "Where's Catherine?" And I'll just be sitting like in a chair somewhere. My partner might say crazy. Only because like I do have a lot of energy and I tend to be super silly. So yeah, I'm not sure what one word would describe me best. Yeah. So that was that. Okay, that was the last question. Okay, so I hope that helped you to get to know me a little bit better. I've only just sort of started out on FlossTube, and I'm still sort of getting used to it. I think I need to cut out a lot of my knitting and crochet from my vlogs, because it's FlossTube, and that is just focused on cross stitch. So for this month, what month are we in? July? Oh my gosh, it's the 4th of July, people. Okay, for this month's vlog, I'm just going to solely put in my cross stitch work. and I don't work on my cross stitch a whole lot, so it might be a very short vlog. But we will find out. Anyway, I hope that helped you to get to know me a little bit better. And that's all I'm going to say. Okay. Goodbye, and I'll see you in the next one, which will be at the end of July. Bye, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it as well. Bye.